I hate that the relationship that a lot of the content creators have with me isn't a symbiotic relationship, but it's more of a parasitic relationship. And, it essentially it's just like they just kind of eat off me, right? You're basically eating off me. Okay. You're eating off me. And if I wasn't here, or if I stopped doing the content, or if I just switched it up and did something else or whatever for a little while to where you didn't have much to talk about, you wouldn't have a channel. You wouldn't have really nobody comment and stuff like that. So it's like the nerve of you, you know what I'm saying? The nerve of you to talk about essentially the person that's feeding your viewership right now. It's largely parasitic. And the idea that people would try to essentially tear down the host that they're feeding off of. It's like, okay, like when a parasite eats away at the host, and then boom, what are you gonna do now?
Well, what about me? I make absolutely no money off of you. In fact, I don't make any money off of this at all. It's simply a place of socialization where you see and hear things that may catch your attention. You and your deviant behaviors caught my attention. So for me, there's no feeding off of you in any way. I only point out your deviant behaviors, along with the other tainted orange meat. You know, you guys are so much alike in certain aspects. But here's the thing, and this is probably going to surprise a lot of you. So, I'm just going to put it out there. You've actually done something that I agree with. Like, I totally back it. And I would like to personally congratulate you on the moves that you've made recently. By creating your own little corner of online existence with your sites that not only are your sites, but they also exist behind paywalls. That is the way any and all of this should have taken place in the beginning. But you didn't do it that way. You decided to post your content along with your added deviancies and bad behavior on an open to the entire public social media platform. And then you expected no one to complain about what they were seeing and what you were doing. That was a mistake. Now, having your own and also having it behind a paywall, it's private business. That is specifically separated from public scrutiny. Now, if someone decides to pay the fee and then come into your private forum to complain about its private content, well, that would be ridiculous. Because now, well, you know what I'm saying. It's like, this content isn't for you. Why are you here? And even odder, why did you pay to be here? That, in fact, is a legitimate, arguable point. But posting on a family-friendly social media platform such as YouTube, that isn't. A platform that you decided to violate with your messy. You were always going to get negative responses from that action because now it's the reverse. And the question becomes, why are you here in an area where even children hang out with your brand of debauchery? Point of narrative. With the moves you've decided to take, creating your own space for whatever the fuck type of content you want to create and post, you'll probably never hear from me again. Because I'm never going to visit any of your sites, and I most definitely will never pay for an interest into them. You've made the right choice. And seeing that this may possibly be the last you hear from me, unless you pop up on an open to public social media platform with your bullshitty, I may as well get it all out. I caught the replay of your guest appearance on VQ's panel, and I would be of disservice if I didn't mention the obvious. Intellect knows what an invite to come up on the panel from you really means. That's like accepting an invite to step into a bear trap voluntarily. And that's exactly why you extend these invites in the first place. It's a safety zone for you, a protection zone, a deflection zone, a control zone, especially if you're in tight with the panel's host, which you tend to make sure you always are, or at the least, make sure a number of your most loyal minions are in the comments, reacting like trained attack puppets for the deviant leader. I myself would never join a panel controlled by an opposing narrative with equally controlled minions. The fact that you would say all commenters are comment section cowards is very telling to your level of lacked intellect. Comments require reading. Comments can't be overtalked or constantly interrupted. Comments are expressed feelings and in real time. The comment section, as indicated by its fucking name, is there for exactly that, for people to comment. So calling people comment section cowards because they choose to stay in the comment area instead of coming up on a panel and being blindsided and bombarded with you and your mini-me's. No. The panel conversations themselves wouldn't be as fulfilling without the comment section. Yet another proving point of your idiotic thinking. Just say you want the upper hand over talking and having defenders. And you don't have to tell so-and-so to mute or block someone. The blueprint is overstood from the beginning. Almost every live panel that you've ever been a guest on has an example of that one thing being the case. If you read a comment, you're more than likely going to read it all the way through without interruptions from someone with an opposing point. That within itself allows for a better understanding of what someone is attempting to share, again without interruptions. Calling people comment cowards is just another one of those weak reverse psychology tactics that you have success with on weak minds. Reading has always been fundamental, yet here you are, downing reading. Ugh. A perfect example of why commenting is a better choice than panel invites from you and the panel homies is another live you were involved in, where you and that Brown Eyes character put on a full display of the most juvenile actions I've seen in a while. That panel included talking over each other, childish repetitive statements with you repeating the same thing over and over and over like some mannish kid with behavioral problems, constant childish interruptions. I would never put myself in a position where I'd have to deal with that kind of behavior. And the telling part, you are a proven example of that type of juvenile behavior. And you have the actual nerve to invite someone else to possibly experience that Like I said, it says a lot about your character and your level of missing maturity to attempt inviting others into those scenarios while also being an example of why that's not a good idea. No, thank you. Hashtag, things you can't make up. Hashtag, did he even think about any of this? Without mentioning any names, here's yet another example of panel manipulations. And this was yet another epic showcasing of the perfect panel setup for you. The perfect proverbial frontline warriors application, where everyone else on the panel, and even a few in the comment section, basically protect you, putting you in your own personal bubbled off space, where you just sit back and watch others go at each other over defending you. Example, the Rod Up Inya question, where it was clear as day how you used the panel to your advantage by first trying to redirect the topic point into weaponizing Rod Up Inya's chosen social media screen name. It had nothing to do with the question he asked, but you chose to redirect to conversing about that. A name? Minions. This is your king? Second, you never answered the question that was asked of you. Here, I'll ask it again, because this wasn't, as you put it, a level 1 question. Hell, it wasn't even a question that was based on the answer you tried giving as an all-inclusive answer to all of the questions that were asked. The question was, how would it make you feel if you witnessed a street interviewer? This is something similar to what I've asked before. And just like this situation, you never answered me. Anywho, if you witnessed a street interviewer asking if he could film your daughters masturbating with sex toys so that he could post it. This is exactly like the question that I posted in my last posting. Maybe he got this question from... Oh, that Rod. Great question, old chum. So, you have this guy asking if he can film your daughters masturbating with sex toys so that he can post it to his spicy site. Now, here's where you change the narrative of the question, because that's what you do. The question wasn't about your daughters being old enough to make their own decisions. The question was about you and your feelings seeing an older guy ask your daughter... No, convincing your daughters to not only let him film them masturbating with toys, but to also let him post it on his spicy site as paid for content. How would that make you feel? This isn't a question about being adults and being able to make their own decisions. This is a question about how would it make you feel hearing and seeing someone do that to your daughters. These are the type of questions you never answer. You avoid them, just like you did in that live. These are the type of questions you avoid and then go in hiding behind your panel warriors to let them defend your avoidance until you decide to jump off the panel like you did in this live. Again, like I stated earlier, you made a better choice on delivering the type of content you want to give to your fans. As long as you're not attempting to showcase those deviancies on open to the public social platforms, you'll probably never hear me speaking on your deviant actions again. Just keep your deviancies private. That shouldn't be too hard to do. But you are a deviant, so... If you'll be back, I'll be back. That is all.